But you can't. Not really. Once you've seen the truth, you can't unsee it. Once you've felt what it's like to be yourself, you can't go back to being someone else. The door has been opened. And even if you try to close it, there will always be a crack, a sliver of light, reminding you of what you've lost. So you have a choice. You can stay where you are, in the comfortable discomfort of a life that's not yours. Or you can step through the door. You can choose yourself, fully, completely, without apology. And when you do, something miraculous happens. The fear doesn't go away. The uncertainty doesn't disappear. The challenges don't magically resolve themselves. But you change. You become present. You become real. You become alive in a way you've never been before. Because you're no longer divided. You're no longer at war with yourself. There's no longer a part of you that wants one thing and another part that wants something else. You're whole, integrated, complete. And from that wholeness, everything flows. Your work becomes effortless because you're no longer forcing yourself to do things you hate. Your relationships become genuine because you're no longer pretending to be someone you're not. Your life becomes meaningful because you're finally living it according to your own values, your own truth, your own heart. This is not easy. Let me be clear about that. Choosing yourself is perhaps the hardest thing you will ever do because it means letting go of everything you've been taught, everything you've believed, everything you've built your identity around. It means facing your shadows, those parts of yourself you've been trying to hide, to suppress, to deny. The anger you've never expressed, the sadness you've never allowed yourself to feel, the desires you've never permitted yourself to acknowledge. All of that has to come out, has to be seen, has to be integrated. And this process is messy. It's uncomfortable, it's painful. There'll be moments when you question everything, when you wonder if you're making a terrible mistake, when you long for the simplicity of your old life, even though it was killing you. But you keep going. You keep choosing yourself, day after day, moment after moment, not because it's easy, but because it's true. And slowly, something begins to shift. The resistance starts to ease. The fear starts to loosen its grip, and you begin to discover something you never knew was there. Peace. Not the kind of peace that comes from controlling everything, from having it all figured out, from making sure nothing bad ever happens, but the kind of peace that comes from accepting what is, from trusting life, from knowing that whatever happens, you'll be okay because you're no longer pretending to be something you're not. This peace is not fragile. It doesn't depend on circumstances. It doesn't require that everything go your way. It's there in the good times and the bad times. It's there in success and in failure. It's there when people love you and when they leave you, because it comes from within. It comes from that place inside you that has always been there, waiting for you to notice it. That silent center, that still point, that awareness that watches everything but is touched by nothing. When you choose yourself, you discover this center. And once you find it, you realize it's the only thing that matters. Everything else, all the external things you've been chasing, all the goals you've been pursuing, all the approval you've been seeking, they're fine, they're nice to have, but they're not necessary. Because you already have what you need. You already are what you're looking for. And this changes everything. Your relationships change. Not because you leave everyone behind, but because you show up differently. You're no longer desperate for approval. You're no longer willing to compromise your truth to keep the peace. You're no longer afraid of being alone. And paradoxically, this makes you much better company. Because you're not needy. You're not clingy. You're not constantly looking for validation. You're just there, present, real, yourself.